Welcome to Heartfelt with Julie Majarison, a space for honest stories, tender truths, and soul deep conversations. I'm your host, Julie Majarison, and here we explore the questions that stir something real in us. Questions about joy, fear, healing, and the moments that shape who we are. Each episode is an invitation to slow down, go deeper, and hear the kind of stories that remind us we're not alone in this human experience. So wherever you are right now, thank you for being here. Let's begin. Welcome to Heartfelt with Julie Majarison podcast. I am really excited to have Sue Williams here with me today, and she is a holistic relaxation therapist and a wellness business owner and the heart within Driftwood Relaxation and the Waterfall Effect, which I'm so intrigued to find out more. With decades of experience in caring for others, along with a deep commitment to embodiment, spiritual reflection, and authentic healing, Sue brings a beautiful blend of warmth, fun, I could have a little bit more fun, wisdom, and grounded insight. And I feel like I am going to be so inspired by the depth and kindness she brings to this conversation. So welcome, Sue.
Oh, thank you so much, Julie. It's such a pleasure to be here and to be asked to come along and join you on your podcast. And oh, how much fun can we have today?
Yeah, I know. Fun is something that I need to experience more of, so I'm up for it. Is there anything you'd like to talk about, Sue, before we get into the questions?
Oh, Julie, I think just let's do it. Hey.
Let's do it. Let's go. Okay, talking about fun, and fun can be quite different to joy, but let's talk about what brings you joy.
Oh, there's so much in this world that brings me joy. Um, Being next to a waterfall, you know, and being around children who are playing and laughing, as I have so much experience there with over 30 years of being in childcare and things like that, and creative art therapy, and especially my relaxation therapy and just seeing people sit in the chair or lay on the bed and they feel so forlorn, and then within a short amount of time, they're up and there's a smile on their face and they just say thank you. And that to me is the greatest joy of all because it
Yeah,
changes somebody's world, and all I've done is put my hands on them.
yeah,
And they've done the rest actually. So that brings joy.
yeah. Them showing up for self is a big one, isn't
Mm,
it?
most
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Most definitely.
I'm sure
Yeah.
we'll go into a little bit more about this waterfall effect throughout the time. If not, it will be a question I'll be asking at the end. So,
Certainly.
what what fear do you have that you're aware of that could be holding you back?
Oh, Julie, I actually don't realize that I actually have a fear because fear is actually not real. It's just something that's been implanted in us as a control. So, 18 years ago, I also had a near death experience and ended up having open heart surgery and all of that to go with that. So I can tell you that death is not something to be feared, and that's most people's biggest fear of all is death. And for me, it's a transition. It's not an ending. So there's nothing to fear from it. So
Wow.
yeah, I can't say that I actually have a fear.
Excellent. Wow. Would you like to talk a little bit more about that experience that you went through, or is it
Oh,
something that you like to keep, within?
oh no, I'm happy to share that. There's not for me there's not a lot I suppose that I can put into words as to what went on for me with this. It's more of like an awareness, a consciousness of what else is possible out there in the universe. And we just bring all the emotions of everybody else too. Like we pick up on everybody else's stuff that actually doesn't belong to them. And, so we have to ask ourselves, truth, is this actually even real for me or for whatever it is that's going on? Because, like we talked about with fear is not actually real, it's an implant. And we take on other people's fears. So even as children, when we're oh, don't do that, you'll get hurt. Instead of, oh, have fun with that. And then they experience so much more because there's not that fear, there's not something there in the background saying, oh, you'll hurt yourself. So
Yeah.
just run, play, be free, have fun.
Yeah,
So
since I've been on my self-discovery journey and really the last 6 years been very intensely on it, I hear those words play out in community and society, and it's like, wow, that is just a belief that's just been planted, and it's not actually what needs to be said. Yeah,
yeah,
so it's a bit
yeah.
tricky about, especially around kids, like, don't do this, don't do that, don't.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Mm,
you know, um, I was fortunate enough to choose being on a large style property, like a 600-acre property, to raise my kids on, and their grandparents had property as well. So it's an amazing opportunity to have that freedom as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And then
yeah,
and then, I started off doing family daycare when my second child was only 6 months old. And, there were so many families that came to me, like we're in a rural area, but there were so many families that came to me with young kids who had ASD or ADD or autism or Down syndrome and all of those labels. Um, and it was such an experience and a beautiful experience to be able to go, okay, well, you get to choose the activity that you want to do. You get to choose to express yourself because there is so much here
yeah,
for you to be a part of. And yeah, there's just so many adventures and exciting things and awarenesses of consciousness of what these magical powers these kids actually have. And they're so controlled, and it's like, oh, just let them be.
yeah. But yeah, no, I
Yeah,
can certainly relate to that conditioning and how it impacts, lives of a 56-year-old
yeah,
because of someone else's fear or someone else's own conditioning. So yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So we all have such amazing capacities, and to be able to express them in a way that's not controlled or dominated or held down is just, it's amazing to watch people unfold. you
Mm.
know
Yes,
um
I
yeah.
agree. Now, have you ever had a life-changing moment that you'd like to share about?
Oh, well, other than having that near death experience, it was from that there was so much awareness that came into my life about where I was functioning from. And I ended up getting divorced after 30 years of a marriage because it just didn't fit with me anymore, didn't work. It, nothing against my ex-husband or family or anything else. I don't hold grudges or judgments or anything. It was just a time where we were in a different space and we needed to go our own separate ways. But I had three boys, and they were only very young when I had my heart problems, and watching each of those do something totally like their individuality and how they coped with me being incapacitated in a way. My husband at the time was working away all the time, and so that had to work out for them, how that meant for them as well, because I could see the fear in them from nearly losing their mother, and how each one individually took on different aspects of one was I'm going to care for you, mum. One was,
Mm,
I got to do all the work now, and all of these, and they took on that stuff which I didn't ask them to, but they've taken it on thinking that that's what they needed to do from you know grandparents or teachers or friends or whatever. Oh, you have to look after your mum. And for that, it's like they actually didn't have to, but they took that on. So now, I can go, okay, no, actually, guys, you didn't actually have to take that on. That that's me, and I'm grateful that you are doing that. But I got to change then so much of the things from me looking after my parents. I had a mother who has schizophrenia, multiple personality disorder. She was institutionalized when I was at the same age as my youngest son when I had a heart attack. So,
wow.
so seeing all of that come up in my world and seeing the repercussions of that on my children was like, oh, okay, well, what happened to me is different to what they're experiencing because their perspective is totally different. And being able to change that
Mm,
and heal what's going on in my world and what's brought up for me, and all those little, I don't call them triggers, I say they're little glimmers of awareness.
right, that's beautiful. That feels
and
so much better,
I
having
know,
glimmer
right?
of awareness rather than a trigger.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just opened up a whole new way of looking at things, or a different way of looking at things, because I've always been very aware that's something that's always been a capacity of mine. And yeah, just changing things. So we try and save our children from whatever heartache we had growing up as children. Uh, but their experiences are totally different. So, of course, we're changing every day. It's like I was not the same person after having my first child. I was not the same
Mm,
person after having a second child. I was not the same person after having a third child, or even being married, or being a daughter, or being a sister, or any of that. We're just changing
yeah,
all the time. So it's being able to change with that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I certainly can relate to that. Have you ever had a moment you wish you could freeze in time?
Mm. Yeah, not really either.
No?
No, I love change. I get very excited about it. So
Very
possibly
good.
the only thought would be that experience when I was not connected to my body and everything else. So uh, that that experience I actually can recall all the time. So it's not something that I need to freeze and hold on to, because I can actually experience that all the time by just asking it to come into my world. Yeah, if I get a little bit of
Mm,
uh, those little glimmers of
Mm, mm, mm. I can't remember because the next question is, do you have a trigger that you'd like to share about? So I should say, do you have glimmer of awareness that you'd
glimmers
like to
of
share about?
awareness.
Mm,
Ah, truly be you is and care for you. Like we spend so much time caring for others that actually when you take the time to care for you, changes everybody's world around you, not just yours. So be kind
yeah.
to you, care for you, do what it is that's right for you, because we have that hypocrisy of self abuse because it's been something that we're so used to. But you can
And
change that. Yeah.
yeah, I just want to talk about my experience just for a moment, but I wouldn't think that that would be such a hard thing to do, but it's so unconscious in my world that I really have to keep bringing it back to consciousness of being kind to myself. It must be so ground into us as from 0 to 7 or past life stuff. It just must be so ground into us.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a
Yeah.
question that you can ask, like, who does this belong to? And you don't even
Yeah.
have to know who it is. It's just
No,
like,
no, no, but
okay,
it's
well, thank you.
having that consciousness to actually know to ask that question rather than just be in the throes of doing what we've always done, what I
Yeah.
always do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and acknowledge that awareness of whatever that is that comes in for you or comes up for you. Because
yeah,
everything just needs an acknowledgement. Every
yeah,
energy requires an acknowledgement. And
yeah,
we like to be acknowledged. So if you can acknowledge that energy, that little glimmer that comes up for you, then just say thank you and let it go.
yeah,
Therefore, it
yeah,
now doesn't impede on your future. Yeah.
yeah, yes, yes. That's still I've still got a nail plate there. Uh, if a genie could jump out of the bottle and grant you one wish, what would that be?
Oh, for every person, every being on this planet to know what their truth is for them and what lights up their heart and brings them joy and brings them ease and is fun for them, that that is my ultimate wish
Mm,
for every
yeah.
being on this planet.
Yeah,
Mm.
yes, I totally agree. What is something that you've never said out loud, but you wish someone would ask you about?
Mm. What are you aware of? Mm.
Yeah.
In whatever capacity that is, because we know so much. We're so aware. And I ask that of kids who have telepathic tendencies, intuitiveness. Just what are you aware of? They have such a capacity to be able to do that. Yeah.
So, can I talk a little bit about you are with children all the time that aren't put in the box or aren't put in the square or aren't put in the triangle or whatever, and they're so raw and enlightened. It must be an amazing thing to witness.
Oh yes, so much. um, because of my capacities to be able to see and be aware of so much. So I would say, like, we used to visit my mum in when she was in the institution every week, every weekend for 2 years of my life when I was a child. And I would everyone else was a misery, a misery around that. But I actually, as a child, found that fun and exciting because I was aware of so many other things going on in in that space that a lot of people aren't aware of, or they push down and push away because they have that capacity but they're not allowed to have that capacity, or whatever that is. So our kids with who have or the labels have that capacity in such an enormous way, such a joyous way. And for them to be able to be acknowledged for that capacity and go, it's okay, and let's build that. So, yeah, what are you aware of? Tell me. you know,
Yeah.
tell me. I'm not scared of that. You can tell me anything.
Yeah. What's that going to open up? Isn't that
Oh my
amazing?
gosh,
Just,
it was just amazing.
yeah. Yeah. When was the last time you truly felt seen, and what was it about that moment that has stayed with you?
I would say that I haven't actually ever totally been feel that I have been seen, because
Okay.
can we actually see another person's full capacities? You know, it's only you're the only one who truly knows what that is. But I think right now, in this moment that you're doing this podcast with, that we've come together to do this
Beautiful.
podcast, is a
You're
way of
feeling
being
really
seen.
seen.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm so grateful and humbled that I could be here to witness this. If there was a message that you could send back to your younger self, a message and not advice, what would that be, Sue?
Love you,
Mm,
trust you, and you're okay, and you're not wrong. And
mm,
I just love you, you know? Yeah.
yeah, beautifully said. That's just a lovely warm hug feel, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What does healing look like for you?
What does healing look like for me? Well, that's where the waterfall effect comes in. For me, anyway.
Wow, we're on our last question. Look at that. It's come in. Tell me more.
So the waterfall effect is like, you know, when a water is always flowing. So your body is water, and your body is healing in every moment of every day, of every second, of every, and it's constantly healing itself. So the waterfall effect is you being at the top of the waterfall, and whatever it is that you heal actually flows down through you and out into everybody else. Whatever connections you have flows around blockages. It has, you know, like you have a rock in the stream, the water will find a way. It can either go over, it can go under, it can go around. And then the water actually continues to evaporates and makes things grow and brings joy and love to everything, and does that cycle, and then still has that waterfall effect. But you're
Mm,
also, whatever comes up for you, however you treat yourself, you actually have that waterfall effect where other people all are watching you, regardless of whether you think they are or not. Your children are always watching you. So if you have a love for yourself, that flows on to everybody else in your family, in your workspace, in your community, everyone that has anything to do with you in any capacity. You are the top of that waterfall.
mm, yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful analogy. Yeah. Now, because you or have answered that question that I was storing, is there anything else that you'd like to share about Sue in your last
Hmm.
30 years of your life?
just just that I have a caring and an awareness, and I am here in this moment to provide space for those who are willing to choose for themselves.
Beautiful, beautifully said. Now, Sue's details are all below in the in the description. So please have a look and dig around in her Facebook and her Instagram and get to know more about it if this is what is talking to you because Sue sounds like she has helped so many people and with her kindness and wisdom and grounded insight. So thank you very much, Sue.
Thank you very much, Julie, for this opportunity. Thank you.
Mm. Thank you for sharing this moment with us. I hope something in this conversation stays with you, opens something up in you, or simply made you feel seen. If this episode moves you, feel free to share it with someone who might need it too. And if you'd like to continue the journey with us, be sure to subscribe and stay connected. Until next time, take care of your heart and remember your story matters. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you very much, Julie.